This is the plaintiff, Teambe Richardson. She says she's known the defendant for about 10 years, so she thought she could trust her. Big mistake, because she rented a car for her in her time of need, and she's now being stiffed on money the defendant owes her. She returned the rental with dents on the roof and doors. She's now on the hook to pay for the $717.47 in damages the defendant caused to the car, and is suing her one-time friend for just that in this court today. This is the defendant, Rebecca Detami. She says there were no damages to the car when she dropped it off, and the car rental place was trying to rip her off. She cleaned the entire car before bringing it back. The rental company didn't claim any damages for a whole week after they had it, and the lazy plaintiff refuses to challenge the rental company. That's on her. She's accused of renting and wrecking.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff rented a car from the defendant who really needed it. The defendant messed up the car, and now the plaintiff gets docked and the defendant won't pay. But the defendant says there wasn't any damage. It's the case of you and the rental are a little dingy.
Thank you, Douglas. Ms. Richardson, you're suing your, I guess, former friend, Ms. Detami, for $717 that you say she owes you in damage to a rental car, as well as Easy Pass tickets that she received on a car that you rented on her behalf. Tell me what happened.
Yes. So I rented my former friend a rental car because she really needed it to get around to go and try to find a new personal vehicle, as well as other personal things with her daughter, back and forth to school and whatever else she needed to do for that week.
I don't have a bank account. I pay everything in cash.
Okay. And there was no one you could borrow a car from or would loan it to you?
No.
Okay. So you rented her the car, and what happened?
So I rented her the car, and then it was for about a week. And then when I went to, then she went to return the vehicle because I was unavailable to meet her at the rental car place.
How are you going to return the vehicle when the vehicle's not in your name? How is that going to go down? You were just going to pretend to be her? Or?
No, she was supposed to meet me at the rental place to return the vehicle.
Okay.
She overslept.
Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay, so you returned the vehicle. How do you return it? You just hand them the keys and walk off?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. As opposed to what, though? Would you have to, did you hand them the keys, or did you just park the car there and run? I'm not sure what you did.
You don't really have to have to check out.
You just
with
hand
them.
it back.
Yeah.
All right. And then when you hand it back, according to you, the rental car enterprise has said that it's been damaged.
Yes, they started calling me maybe about an hour or two later, give or take. They started calling me, telling me that they inspected the vehicle upon return and it's been damaged.
So they called you the same day?
Yes.
All right, do you call her the same day?
I did.
And what happens?
She just kept saying, well, there was no damage. She inspected it. She went to clean the car out before she brought it back. She looked around the car. She washed the car.
So did Enterprise
there was nothing.
do you have a copy of the rental agreement?
I don't have a copy of the rental agreement.
Do you have a copy of the rental agreement?
No.
The rental agreement that you're suing on and you're being sued on, nobody has a copy of it?
No. I mean, I have a copy of the damage, like all the damage receipts and stuff that they sent.
Do you have pictures of the damage?
I do. I have.
Okay, show me
everything that they sent
pictures, anything you have from Enterprise regarding the damage that you're suing on.
Okay.
Where did you have this car?
Where did I have it?
Yeah, what'd you do with it? For how long did you have it?
Okay, so I needed a car. I was looking into buying my own vehicle, but I was looking at
how long did you have it was my question.
7 days.
7 days. And where did you go with it?
I dropped my daughter to and from school, and I went to look at different vehicles in surrounding cities from where I live in Boston.
Well, were you able to find a car?
Yes.
So it was a fruitful week. Now, although these pictures are hard to see, it is very evident that Enterprise is going after her for what they perceive to be the damage to the car. She never had the car, but you pick it up and then what? She gets it when?
She was there with me when I picked up the car.
Right, so you know that...
And she took it from...
Okay, so I don't know how carefully anybody looked at the car or didn't, but if you're there and this problem is arising, whose problem is it? Why would it ever be her problem?
As I said, I needed a vehicle to get around and purchase my own personal vehicle. I had two friends that were willing both to rent a car for me because, as I stated prior, I don't have a bank account and I pay everything in cash. It's not that I begged Tiambe
No
to
one
rent
cares.
the car
That has
for
nothing to
me.
do with the case.
So
What I'm trying to figure out is if this problem has arisen, why isn't it your problem when the rental was for your benefit and you're the only person who drove it?
the reason why it's not my problem is because originally the rental was supposed to cost me only $259 for the week. I was informed that I needed to pay the $259, but that Enterprise was going to put an additional hold on her bank account for $250. So at the beginning, I agreed to pay her $510 for the rental.
To cover the rental
To
and
cover
the
the
$250
rental
hold.
and the hold.
Okay.
And that after I returned the rental, I would get my $250 back.
Yeah, if nothing was wrong with the car.
Yes.
So what ends up happening is the $259 was the cost of the car, and then they kept the $250 because of the damage?
Yes, but I know for a fact that I didn't damage this vehicle. I tell her at this point, I feel as though Enterprise sees that I'm not you and I've returned the vehicle. So they are trying to...
How do they know that?
Well, when Tiambe overslept, I had been calling her and I was actually parked across from the rental place because the car was to be returned at 10 a.m. I had arrived there like around 9:30, 9:45. At 10:15, I didn't know what to do because I didn't want to return it. It wasn't in my name, but I didn't want them to charge her bank account another day. At 10:15, I finally get a hold of her. She says she's overslept. She tells me to drive the car across the street to the rental area and drop the keys in a drop box that's
Okay.
located outside of the building.
Okay.
I don't see any drop box outside. So I go in and I see the Enterprise representative and he says, "Hello, can I help you?" And I say, "Yes, I just need to return this vehicle." And he goes, "Okay, let me get your information so that I can get you checked out." Now I'm
So you gave them your
No, I'm obviously not Tiambe Richardson. So I just said, "I'm sorry, I have to go to work." And I left the keys.
So how did they know that you...
When you rent a car, everything
Okay, so,
on the car
so
is on
your
the key.
theory is that Enterprise Rent-A-Car cares enough, the employees of Enterprise Rent-A-Car care enough to make money for Enterprise, not for themselves, but for Enterprise, that they looked at her picture, looked at yours, you're obviously not the same person, and then they made up damages.
Honestly,
I mean, that's kind of far-fetched. They're not putting that money in their
I know
pockets,
that
though,
it's a
hon.
little-
That would be to enrich Enterprise further.
Ma'am, I know that it's a little far-fetched.
It's judge, not ma'am.
Your
But it's
Honor.
okay. So why don't you have a bank account?
I don't have a bank account because,
You have creditors chasing you?
yes.
Yeah. Okay. So because if there's money parked in the bank account, you'd have to pay back those debts. All right. Now, was there insurance on the car?
No, there was not, Your Honor. Because it would have costed her more money. She didn't have it, supposedly. So
Are you kidding me?
mistake on my behalf. I didn't do it because I thought that by not putting the insurance, it was going to cost her more money. So I didn't put the
So to
insurance on the
save
vehicle.
$7 a day, we're in this mess?
She claimed she couldn't afford it. So that's why
Absolutely
I didn't
not.
put it on
Why would
there.
you want somebody driving? What if she had totaled the car
I
and
should
killed
have.
several people? Who do you think is going to be having a problem at that point?
Myself. I just.
Right. So why would you skip on the $7 insurance? Right? Seems kind of
Right.
ridiculous at this
It was
point.
actually more than that. It was like $15 or something like that a
Okay,
day.
so here's what I need. I know you do agree that there was a $250 deposit that got taken by...
They did, and I do have the proof.
Do you have proof that they took the money out of your bank account?
I mean, no, I didn't bring any bank statements or
Okay,
anything
sweetheart,
like that.
how do you think you're going to win this case if you bring nothing? How does that happen? And you're suing because they've taken money from you. I'd like to see that they took the money from you. Court's in recess. We're going to give you a computer, and you're going to get your act together. That's how we're going to do it.
All right.
All I need to see is a proof that they took your money, and it's her problem. You're right. But I need to see the proof that they took your money. You have a problem with that?
I'm not talking about them
No, do
taking
you
my
have
money.
a problem with that?
Well, no, but I'm not
Okay,
the one
good.
disputing the fact that they took money. She is, not myself. She's the
Thank
one
you,
that
guys.
has to prove that. I don't.
So the plaintiff rents the car for the defendant, and the plaintiff's getting dinged. The defendant says take it up with a rental company. Does the defendant have to pay the plaintiff back?
Whoever rented the car is the person who's responsible.
Okay, and I know that's absolutely true, but does the plaintiff have a right to say to the defendant, you give me that money now?
I think legally, unless there's something in writing or she took photos or there's proof of any sort, it sucks for the plaintiff. Probably not.
Really? Huh. I'm really surprised you guys said that, going inside the courtroom.
Okay, so Ms. Richardson?
Yes.
Want to be a little more polite to me now, since apparently you were able to find out some stuff about your own case during the recess?
I just didn't know I was supposed to bring all that.
I apologize,
okay?
Judge Milian, for having a sassy attitude when you were. Why doesn't she prove what's in and out of my bank account?
You gave it to me first.
Okay, yeah, but I can, because I'm learning this. See, she can't prove what's in your bank account. Only you can. She doesn't have access to your bank account. But I also ordered that you speak directly to Enterprise. And what is it that you found out?
So the total amount of the damages was $917.
That's right. It wasn't $667. They've already kept the $250, and you did give $250. Okay,
Yeah.
but they've already kept that. The total amount of the damages are $900 and something.
Yep. So
And maybe you're right. Maybe they just decided, I don't like what these two are up to, and I don't know. But see, I don't think an employee cares that much to enrich their major corporation employer, so I don't know. Now, you are also suing for $50 in Easy Pass tickets.
Yes.
What happened? She got tickets during the time that she had the car?
Yes.
Do you have proof of that?
I gave it to you already in the original documents.
Okay. Okay, this is a ticket obtained on February 3rd, and this is another ticket. No, this is the same ticket.
When I contacted them, they said it was one way there and one way back.
It's the same exact time and the same exact invoice, so these are copies of each other. So I'm also finding in your favor, in addition to the $667.47, in the amount of $24.40 in Easy Pass toll charges. So I'm finding in your favor in the amount of $691.87, which is the damage to the rental that you still owe, plus $24.40 in the Easy Passes.
Thank you.
So the plaintiff has proved her case. Mr. Tommy, this was not a great day. What do you think about what just happened?
I understand the judgment, but I also am frustrated because I would have never opted to get a rental car with no insurance. I would have gladly paid the fee, whether it was $7 a day, $15 a day, or $20 a day.
You didn't know there was no insurance.
I didn't know there was no insurance until just now in the courtroom.
And you could have gotten in really big trouble had you had an accident or something.
Yes, I would have never accepted the vehicle if I knew there was no insurance on the rental.
I guess this friendship is kaput. Am I right?
Yeah, it's about done.
About done. All right. Hope you've learned something from all of this.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Okay. All right, Ms. Richardson.
How are you?
You're really nice to do this, but it didn't turn out too well, did it?
For her.
I mean, the
didn't.
friendship between you.
I mean,
you won't do that
she
again.
tried to screw me on a car, so it's her fault.
Yeah. Think you'll do this for a friend again in the future?
I don't do this, and no, I'm not gonna do this again. I was trying to be helpful, and obviously it wasn't appreciated or respected, so no.
Very good. Thank you very much. You have signed some documents on your way out of the courtroom. Okay, Harvey.
Okay, let me just add to what she said, which is you are insane if you rent a car for somebody else, like a friend, because not only are you responsible for the damage, if the car gets in an accident and you hurt somebody or your friend hurts somebody, you could end up being responsible for that as well. It is like playing with fire. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case are the way into the courtroom right now.